Okay, so I'd like to talk a bit about the Columbia Classics Volume 2 collection that's coming out in September, which of course I've pre-ordered already. I think I pre-ordered it pretty much as soon as I was able to pre-order it. And since then it has come down from $164.99 to $119.99, which is probably what it's going to end up being. $10 more than the first set makes a bit of sense because there are quite a few more features in this. There's all those short films that are going to be in it. And perhaps my favorite aspect of the set is the color scheme. It has a very nice shade of red all over it. It's going to be like this, of course, with the red all over the box. It'll be on the book. So it has to be very pleasing. And I really like the way it goes with the front, where you've got the thumbnails of each film in the film strip. It just looks very, it looks very classy, and regal is probably the best word to use for it, even though a lot of people might not call regal classy, but you know what I mean. The main thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the selection of movies in it. Now with this one, the first set, I'd say it's a really good starter set, or even a good set for someone who's already a really big film fan. You've got A League of Their Own and Jerry Maguire, which you could say, if you're giving it to someone, maybe those are two of their favorite films. So that's why you're getting it for them, because of those movies. But then you're saying, oh, you should check out these films as well. The other four that are in there: Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Strangelove, and Gandhi. But with this one, it seems like they put it, and this is fine, I really appreciate that they do this, but it seems like they put it far, far more into the hands of the fans, which is nice. I like that they're getting everyone more involved, but it seemed like they said, okay, Taxi Driver is in this, for sure, that's 100% guaranteed, but here are some other films. What would you like to see in it? And as I remember, when I went to vote, all the other films, the 5 other films that are in the set, were on the list. You could vote for those. Oliver, maybe not, I can't really remember, but certainly the other ones were there. But it's just, these are all good movies. There's 2 of them I haven't seen or seen all the way through. That would be Oliver and Sense and Sensibility. But this set is very, very strange. It's very eclectic. It's very broad. They're all good movies, of course. But when you put them together, it just seems a bit odd. A bit odd. It almost seems like someone's collection that they have started because they really enjoyed the movies, and maybe also when they were shopping, those were all there at the same time. So they ended up getting those. I think it would have been very, very interesting, actually, if when we were voting, they put Taxi Driver up at the top, or maybe even before each section for the decades, and said, this is going to be in the collection. And it would have been interesting to see how that would have affected people's voting, if at all. I know personally, I voted for The Caine Mutiny as the 50s film, probably because I already have Anatomy of a Murder on Blu-ray from the Criterion Collection. So this set is very, very interesting. You have Anatomy of a Murder, you have Taxi Driver. I'd say they're bona fide classics. So you have that, you have Oliver, you have Sense and Sensibility, you have The Social Network, which I'm very excited for, by the way. I watched the Blu-ray, the regular Blu-ray, not incredibly long ago. And it was shot digitally, so it's not gonna be the massive upgrade that a movie shot on film was on 4K, but it has some really good colors to it. It has really good colors. So I'll be very, very excited to see that. That's gonna be fun. I got it because I like to have box sets, and of course, this is volume 1. I'd like to have volume 2. I don't really want to miss out on the subsequent volumes. But despite the fact that it's a little bizarre, these films put together, I think it's still a pretty good group of movies. So those are my thoughts on the new Columbia Classic set that's coming out in September. I really enjoy that Sony is doing this, and now some other companies are getting in on this kind of not collection, but group, because Paramount Presents, which is just standard Blu-ray, but that's okay, it's a grouping. They don't have any collection like this, but they're releasing some good movies in that line. I only have one right now, but I know of at least one other that I would like to have. So I'm really glad to see Sony doing this and going all in with the 4K. Alright, so when I get it, I will definitely have a video, or maybe 2 videos like I did with Volume 1, reviewing the films. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you next time.